Welcome to Corner Fine Art. Today I bring you another drawing video. I'll be working on my nature sketchbook, and I wanted to share this quote with you today that comes with my nature journal. There's one on every page. It says, "Patience is the most difficult thing of all, and the only thing that is worth learning. All nature, all growth, all peace, everything that flowers and is beautiful in the world depends on patience, requires time, silence, trust, and faith in long-term processes, which far exceed any single lifetime." By Herman Hesse. Very neat quote about patience. And today I wanted to draw a rose. In the last sketchbook I drew an iris, and right now there's a lot of roses blooming as well, so I wanted to sketch a beautiful rose, and I'm going to start in the center. And a lot of these shapes that I'm going to be drawing are organic shapes with lots of curves, because most of the shapes found in nature are organic shapes rather than geometric shapes, which are more like triangle, rectangle, shapes that you use in math. So I've been working on framing a lot of paintings recently. Getting ready for a show that I'm having with 3 other artists at the end of June, and we all work with the nature theme. So I think that's why we are going to be having a great show together. All our pieces are inspired by nature, and I'll be posting about that as it gets closer to the date. But been framing a lot of my watercolors and some of my acrylics as well. They will all be in the show. So here I'm working on the petals, and I am just drawing some shapes as I see them on my photo reference. And it's okay if I don't get them all perfect. And most of these shapes, as you can see with this petal and this one, they're mostly just like a flat, and then it gets a little bit rounded and wavy for the edge of the petal. So same with this one, the flat, it's right here, but you can't really see it because these are on top of that one. But the end is curvy as well, so it gets wavy at the end. So all these petals are coming from the center of the flower, so we're going to make sure that when we're drawing the petals, it all radiates from the center. So the center of my flower is right here. I could draw a line for reference. You can also do that if you need it. And all the petals should radiate from this center. And that way, our rose will look more realistic. Okay. So again, another one of those petals with the flat edge. So all of these beautiful flowers are blooming. It's one of the things that It's bringing me happiness in these days. And another thing that I love is watching the hummingbirds coming to the hummingbird feeder that I have out for them. Okay, so now I'm going to start drawing the petals at the top. And same rule, just the petals are going to be radiating here from the center. So it's always good to have a reference photo for you to look at. And now I'll show you the photo I'm working from so that you can see what that looks like. This is a photo that my mom sent me from her garden. So this is a rose that she planted and has been watching grow. And give off a lot of different blooms. So remember to just draw organic shapes for the petals. And then we have the stem. And one of these leaves. The rose stems usually have 3 leaves coming from them. The leaf stems, 3 or more. This one on this side has 1 more. In this rose doesn't seem to have a lot of thorns on it, on the stem. I'm gonna make these a little bit longer. Like so. Okay. And then once you have a line drawing of the rose, you can, with your pencil or with colored pencils, you can start adding some shading to start creating some shadows here and there. So with shading, just go over certain areas with your pencil and fill it in. Some areas that might be dark, so that it starts looking more three-dimensional rather than just a flat drawing. You can start creating the illusion of three-dimensional drawing, of a three-dimensional object, just by shading like so. And shading is just lines that are very close together. Some of the shading can be softer, so putting less pressure on that pencil, and some of the shading can be a little bit darker, to create some contrast. So contrast is the difference between the light and the dark. And I could really spend hours on this drawing, adding shading all over and creating more contrast, going over different lines to make them darker, blending some of these areas. But I just wanted to show you how to start the basic drawing of the rose, so that you can then later perhaps add some color to it or shading like I'm doing right now. But I just wanted to do a quick sketch, and let me show you the photograph I'm working from as well. So you can see beautiful red rose. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video where I will be adding some color to this drawing. Till next time.